Hello! Hello and welcome to Aaron's Vulgar Kitchen. On this cooking show I think that food should be delicious, cooking should be fun, and that cooking's really an art. Right? There's no one best way to do anything. It's all subject to preference, taste, and capability. Now, that being said, I think that cooking always requires a muse. So let's get started with our muse. Today, we are going to be drinking absinthe. The Green Fairy is one of the finest muses you'll find. So, for those beginners out there, let's make sure that we know how to get the absinthe going right. Bonfire! Two big differences in cooking styles are those who like to wing it and those who like to measure. We all see recipes that say, oh, you know, a dash of this, a splash of that, a lug of this. You know what? Fuck that shit. Like, that's something that you can do after you've made a recipe a few times, you know what your tastes are, you know how it's going to work. Right? But this show is here to help out people that don't know that much about cooking. Everything that I do is self-taught. No one's ever shown me how to do any of this. I've just made it up as I've gone along over the last 10 years of cooking and, you know, maybe about as much time drinking. So, I'm going to use measurements a lot of the time to help at least get a good baseline in. And then after that, you know, you want to start winging it, that's fine, fuck it. So, to start off, you know, some absinthe, we know is going to be good. We're going to need a bottle of absinthe, obviously. A nice glass. This is not an absinthe glass, it's just a wine glass, but it'll work. Bonfire! Hey, it came from Ross. It was like $5 for 4 of them. Can't beat it. Alright, we got some sugar cubes here, and this is 1/3 of a cup of water. Alright, 1/3 of a cup of water. So, we're going to start out by taking 2 ounces on the line of our absinthe, and that's going to go into the glass. Okay, you see what kind of lovely color we got going there? Now, you know, not everybody does this, but I think it's kind of fun. Some say it helps the sugar to dissolve better. I don't give a fuck. I think it's fucking cool. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to set this on fire for a little bit. You know, be careful, don't burn your fucking nose hairs out and shit. That would be really stupid. Just going to tilt it to the side just a little bit. Spark up some flame until it catches. You should see some blue in there. Looks pretty awesome. You don't want to leave it going too long or it'll crack the glass, but you see some little waves start to emerge in the glass, and then you just blow it out. Alright, now it's a little bit warm, so be careful with the edges of the glass. And now it's time for sugar. I got a special absinthe spoon right here. Goes over top of the glass. Bonfire! And then I'm going to take my sugar cubes and just real nice, just for a second, dip them in the water. So the sugar's supposed to dissolve into the booze. By giving it a little second to soak there, it helps to get that process started. Alright? So, now that the sugar's starting to dissolve a little bit, all we're going to do is slowly pour in our 1/3 of the cup of water over the sugar, just ever so slowly. Some might spill over the side because this is a shitty measuring cup, but you know, fuck it, I don't care. It ain't nothing but a little water. You might as well get used to it. See the sugar starting to fall away through the spoon there. See the color of the absinthe changing a little bit. You know, they make nice little things that drip the water slowly, look all ornate and all that. I don't got fucking money for that. That's a waste. I'd rather spend that money on booze. So, Slowly pouring that. All the sugar's gone off the top of the spoon now, so just ever so slowly pour the rest of the water in. And you see it's a nice milky color now. That means that you did it right and used water instead of more absinthe, which, you know, most days I wouldn't complain about either. So, take your spoon, give it a nice stir to get that sugar all mixed up, get the water going through. Now the best part of cooking, let's sample our recipe. Oh, fuck yeah. That's some good ass shit right there. Love absinthe. God, that's a good muse. Alright. So, now that we have the absinthe, let's start talking about today's recipe. Alright, today we're going to be cooking a Jamie Oliver recipe. Alright, now that we got the important part taken care of, today's drink, let's get some food going up in this bitch. Alright, what we're going to be making today is a mini shell pasta. It has bacon and pea sauce, there's some cheese in there. It comes from Jamie Oliver. Alright, this is not my recipe, I can take no credit for it. This comes straight from the kitchen of Jamie fucking Oliver. Alright. You may have seen him on TV, you may have heard some of his speeches, seen YouTube clips of him. You know, I think what he's doing is a really great thing out there. He's trying to get us Americans to eat a little more healthy. And, you know, quite frankly, his recipes are good, they're quick and tasty. So this one that I picked today is going to be a side dish for lunches to take to work. You know, I work full-time, I'm a full-time student. I have a very needy puppy that needs lots of attention, so I'm not trying to cook every day of the week. I ain't got time for that shit, okay? So, on a weekend, I'll cook me up a couple of recipes and I will put them in the freezer, store them for the week. So all the recipes you see on this show are going to be recipes that store well, freeze well, microwave well, and don't take too goddamn long to cook. Or if they do, they're at least really fucking worth it. So, let's get started on our ingredients. Alright, so what we've got, we're going to have a couple of chicken bouillon cubes. And we're going to have just some regular salt. That's for the water for our pasta. Now, the pasta that we're going to be using is some medium shells here. You can go organic, you can get 3-color, you don't have to use shells, you can use whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. Like, we're just making some pasta here. This is what I want to use. It was $1 for the box, alright? Legit. I'm paying $1.50 for some damn pasta when it all tastes the same. You're going to be tasting the fucking noodles anyway. You're going to be tasting the shit that we put in it. So, you know, it's pasta. Alright, now, we got some fresh mint. It's important to use fresh and not dried here, otherwise you won't get nearly the kind of flavor. And we've also got, you know, a little bit of a scenario here. We got some frozen peas that I'm trying to get rid of, and a few other things I'm trying to get rid of. I have this lemon that I zested for another recipe that I'd like to use instead of throw away. We got some bacon left over that I used, put that shit on top of some burgers, and I've got some left over I don't want to throw away. And got some bacon bits for salads that, you know, I just never got around to using all of them. I don't want to let those go to waste, so accomplishing a few things here. We're making something that's delicious and not wasting food. Can't stand fucking wasting food. That shit is stupid. Food is expensive. Like, there's starving puppies out in India or some shit that would be glad to eat that bacon and that lemon. So, we're going to make use of it today. Okay? So, this recipe is going to cook up so quickly just because the bacon's already cooked and everything else is ready. I don't want to be waiting all day on water to boil. So I've got some water in the bottom of the pot there, and for the rest, I'm using a water cooker. And I am just going to turn that water cooker on While that pot's heating up, our water will start boiling in the cooker. Combine it together and life's good. I'm also going to start heating up this pan that we're going to be using today. Just a stainless steel pan. None of that damn Teflon bullshit that gives you fucking brain cancer and shit. Fuck that. I ain't got time for brain cancer. Okay? Yeah, I'll take lung cancer any day of the week, but fuck a brain cancer. I can get a new lung. I can't get a new goddamn brain. So, that pan, we're just going to turn on about 3. Bonfire! Oh, shit. Oh, that's nice. That helps. Okay, so while our water's getting heated up, we're going to start prepping other things. Now, normally, right now is when you would be cooking the bacon. So since our bacon's already cooked, we're just going to chop that bacon up real fine. Open up that bowl. Fuck that. Ah, damn. Alright. Bacon, cutting board. Oh, fuck that shit. God. Alright. Now, it's got a meat knife here. Just gonna slice this up. Little pieces. Stuff that's gonna stick to the pasta. Not be so huge you got a whole mouthful just of bacon. That would be retarded. And, you know, let's make this nice and delicious here. So, if you were doing this with bacon that hadn't been cooked yet, you'd want about a good 10 strips of bacon. You'd want to cut it down a little bit before you cook it. I don't have 10 strips of bacon here. The point is to get rid of bacon. I'm modifying the recipe. Right? I didn't want to buy more bacon when I'm trying to get rid of bacon. Alright? So let's use what we got, and that's going to be good enough. Ah. People make this shit so complicated, huh? Jesus. Alright. And I'm just going to go through with this meat knife, which is a really bad knife to use for this, and just continue to get those bites a little bit smaller. Just rocking the knife back and forth when it meets resistance to get through that cooked bacon. Okay, there we go. Let's check some of the activity we got going on over here. Right, that little bit of water we had in the pot's boiling, and the water cooker is boiling too. So I'm just gonna take from that water cooker and pour it right into our pot. Alright, there we go. Now, we've got about 2.5 quarts of water in there. Some people like a little more for doing pasta. I don't really give a shit. Alright, that's plenty to cook up some damn shells. I'm gonna pour, you know, some salt in there. Salted water's great for cooking pasta, gives a little better flavor, doesn't stick quite as much, makes the water boil better, so we threw in some salt. Bonfire! Another thing we're gonna do just to bring some more flavor to this recipe is I'm gonna chuck in you know what? Fuck that shit. 2 chicken bouillon cubes into the water. So I'm gonna add in our shells. Add it in the shells. Okay. Now, let's see on the box. How much time do we need to cook these shells? 10 to 11 minutes for al dente. Okay, al dente is like firm but still chewable. Well, I got news for you. This is going to be frozen. It's going to be re-microwaved. That pasta is going to get a little more done. Okay, so I am going to set the timer for not 10, but just a mere 9 minutes and give that a good start. Okay, now I'm going to swish these shells around for a little bit. And the heat I'm going to take down from high down to about 8. That's going to allow it to continue to bubble, but it's not going to have a foam out over the top and have burning fucking pasta water all over the goddamn kitchen. Fucking hate that shit. Hey, shut the fuck up. You want to get set on fire? Jesus Christ. Puppies!
Puppies!
Yeah, that's right. Puppy's sitting right now, other people's puppies, and they like to play. So we're just gonna let them go for it while we keep cooking here. Alright, I'm gonna set the bacon aside, and shit. A little more absinthe going. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, hey, shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's right. Jesus. Okay, so, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna cut some of these mint leaves up, because that's going in the mix. Alright, I'm just peeling those leaves away from the stems. I don't want to eat the stems, I just want the leaves. Okay, just the leaves. Stems are gross. Anybody that smokes weed can tell you you don't want a bunch of leaves in there. Stems, rather. Shit. Absinthe is starting to take hold. You don't want a bunch of stems in there. I wouldn't know myself. I've never smoked weed. Just never had the time or desire. I don't give a fuck if you do, but I mean, shit, that ain't for me. Fair enough, though. I mean, you should be able to have it. You're sick, you want to enjoy yourself? Hell, I don't give a damn. You ain't hurting me. Go smoke your fucking doobie. Shit. Alright. So that's, it's a good looking assortment of mint leaves. I'm just gonna take a knife here and just fucking go through those leaves one way. I'm gonna go through them from the other side, just bouncing and rocking, chopping them up nice and small. Okay, scoop my pile together, go through it again from this side. Go through it again from this side, and oh, that smells minty fresh. See, the green goes nice with our absinthe. Scoot that to the side, and give our pasta a stir. Alright, 6 minutes left on the pasta, so what else do we need to do? Alright, let's measure out the peas. According to the recipe here, we're going to need 300 grams of peas. I happen to have a European kitchen scale here. I mean, you can convert that if you want, but hell. Waste of goddamn time to me when I got a German scale. You figure that out your goddamn self. I ain't got time to do calculations for your ass. Alright. And there's about 270, 80, 90, 301 grams of peas. 1 extra gram of peas. You know what? I don't give a shit. That is fucking fine by me. I will eat that extra pea. Alright? Another thing we need here is about 20 grams of butter. I ain't measuring out no fucking butter. Alright? That's stupid. It's just goddamn butter. You use how much you need. So I'm going to use how much I want. And I got some nice unsalted butter here, ready to be used. Get some more absinthe, Aaron. Take another drag on the cigarette, Aaron. Bonfire! To get this bacon going, since it's already cooked, we don't have to do quite as much work. I'm just going to add what Jamie says is a lug of olive oil to the pan. If you were using a big bottle, you tip it over once and it goes glug, and that's a lug. Alright, I just poured some in there. That's how much I want. Okay? There's going to be butter in there too. There's not as much bacon grease today, so a little more olive oil, just for my sake, because I like it. And let's take this butter and just throw that bitch in there. Alright? That motherfucker's gonna go around the pan getting all soaked out and shit. You know, just stir it around a bit so it melts, doesn't burn. We got that nice low temperature since our bacon's already cooked, and we don't want to be burning up oil and butter. That shit smells gross, it makes a mess, you're wasting food. If you decide to eat it, it tastes like ass. Fuck that. Alright, so there's that melting. And I'm gonna take the bacon that we chopped up here, and I'm just gonna add that to the pan. Got a little bit stuck to the board here that I'm gonna loosen. Just pour that shit in. Alright, and here we go from the bag of bacon bits. We'll add that shit in. Nice and good. Alright. Stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. We're just warming it up. Getting it all coated with the oil and the butter. Alright, we're not trying to fry it here, folks. It's already been goddamn fried. Ain't nobody heard of refried bacon. Alright. And shit, while I'm here, fuck it. We got 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes? Ah, oh, fuck. Better hurry up. Let's get this pasta stirring. Jesus Christ. Alright, there we go. Chet. Okay. Now, what else are we gonna need? We got the mint. Got the bacon. Got the pasta. Oh, we need a small coffee cup. Alright? Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna save some of that cooking water. We're not gonna throw it all away. It's gonna become part of our sauce. So we're gonna save it in a coffee cup. Coffee cup on standby? Check. Absinthe in hand? Check. Alright, now need... Oh, fuck. Okay, Jed. Ah, there we go. Let's hook this bacon up a little bit. We're gonna grind some pepper in there. Love fresh ground pepper. That's the way to do it. That shit that's pre-ground just doesn't taste as much, okay? Doesn't taste like anything. Fresh ground. Oh yeah, there we go. Give that a good stir. See the bubbles from the butter. Throw some more pepper in there. Fuck it, why not? Okay. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holy shit, our pasta's done. Alright, now, give that one final stir. Shit, okay. Now, that bitch is gonna be hot. I need a pot holder. I'm gonna drag this shit over to the colander. And there we go. And I'm just gonna pour that shit all in there. And oh boy, foggy. That shit's hot. Okay, we're just gonna let that drain a little while while we work on the bacon. Bacon. Oh, it's baked pretty good. Okay, so what are we gonna do with that bacon? We are going to add in our frozen peas. And hear that sizzle. I'm just going to stir that around a little bit. Let those start melting up. And while that's going, I got something else to do. Bonfire! Alright, now, while our frozen peas are melting a little bit, what we need to have is about 150 grams of Parmesan cheese. Alright, this brick is 142 grams. I'm under a little bit. Oh shit, the world's gonna end. It's just a couple of grams, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck it. Alright, now, here's the deal. I selected a nice firm Parmesan cheese. It doesn't yield very much to bending, and that's good because I cannot stand sitting there all day fucking grating Parmesan cheese. You know, half the time I end up leaving part of my goddamn thumbnail, or worse, part of my fucking skin in there. Alright? Fuck that. You know what? This is the 21st goddamn century. We got modern technology. We don't need to be doing that bullshit. So, here's what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna drink more absinthe. Then we're gonna use a little device God calls Magic Bullet. Alright? All I'm gonna do is chop this Parmesan cheese up into some smaller bits. Alright, right along here, cut down the middle. Now we got some chunks. Now we can do something with it. I'm gonna load about 4 or 5 chunks into this Magic Bullet thing. And screw a blade on there and just let that shit go. Hey, alright. There's some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I didn't have to work so fucking hard for it. One chunk's still a little big, so I'll throw it back in. Add in a few more chunks. Lather, rinse, repeat, folks. Peas are starting to go. They're de-icing a little bit. They're chilling out. They're starting to melt. I'm gonna kick the heat up just a little bit more. I'm gonna make this like a damn good 3.5. And over here, on these peas, just gonna take all that nice mint that we chopped up, scoop it off into the pan. Let's stir that around a little bit. Still got some frozen peas in there. So we're just gonna let that keep running. Just let it go, folks. Just let it keep right on going. They'll soften up, they'll melt, they'll get mixed all around in there. Bonfire! Let's use that lemon that we saved up. Okay? I zested this a while ago. As you can see, there's still usable lemon in there. I'm just gonna cut this bitch right in half. Oh, and it's tough. Oh my god. Alright. There we go. Half that lemon. Now, what I want to do with that lemon is add the juice into this nice mix that we have going. I don't want to get goddamn lemon seeds and pulp and shit all up in my food and bite down on a fucking lemon seed. Jesus. Hate that shit. So we're going to use this nice little small colander here. We're just going to squeeze that lemon right off into that colander. And you can squeeze it as hard as you want now. Yeah. All that bullshit is just getting caught up right in the mesh. So get all that lovely juice without having fucking seeds and pulp and shit in my food. Ah, fuck. Got a little on me. That's what she said. Oh, snap. Alright. This lemon juice is in. Okay. Now you can tell that's looking a little thin and watery. So, what are we gonna do to thicken that shit up? Well, I got an idea. Let's use another ingredient from the recipe I didn't tell your ass about. What we got here is some sour cream. Alright, that's gonna thicken things up nicely. Just gonna stir this up since it likes to separate. Stir it up real good. I'm gonna put in like 3 big heaping tablespoons of sour cream. Alright, splat that in there. Booyah! And fuck it, stir that shit around. Ah, shit. Got peas everywhere. At least I got Puppy to help. Okay. You know what? That's not quite as wet as I wanted. I'm going to add some of that cooking water that we saved in the coffee cup. Just a little splash. And throw in a little more sour cream. Okay. what we're gonna do now, we got our pan that we cooked the pasta in. We're just gonna scoop that shit out of the colander all down into the pan. It might be a little stuck together by now. I'll give a hot diggity damn. We're gonna fix that in a sec. Alright, so first we're gonna sprinkle in some of that cheese that we cut up there. Give that a nice whirl. Get that coated onto the pasta. Sticks onto the shells real nice when you spin it around like that. And next we're just going to take that bacon and all that other bullshit sauce we've been cooking up, just pour that right over the top. Just go down the pan with the spoon. Make sure I got all that bullshit out of there, because I hate wasting food. I've done paid for. And shit. Yeah. Awesome. Now, got that in there. Stir that around there. Real nice. Lifting from the bottom with the spoon. Drawing that pasta up and over. Getting everything tossed nice and neat. I'm going to dump in the rest of that cheese. Now, continue stirring. Just gonna keep stirring, lifting from the bottom. Everything's getting nice and thick, stuck together. Bonfire! Here's what our result looks like. And shit, let's see how that shit tastes. Oh, Jesus. That shit's fucking good. No, I'm down. That's fucking balla. That'll make a great side dish or a snack or something like that. Now, if it's gonna make a nice snack, I know exactly what to do with it. Here. This pan's cool enough I can shut it on the counter now without burning any goddamn thing. You know what? Let's get another goddamn cigarette going. Fuck. There we go. So, I'm a big believer in Pyrex. Alright? Just like I'm a big believer in stainless steel and cast iron cookware, I like to use glass storageware. Okay? These things, you know, it's glass. You can put it in the freezer, you can put it in the fridge, you can put it in the microwave, you can put it in the oven. Fuck, you can put it in your fucking ass for all I care. You know, shit. The only thing I'm worried about is that this shit, when it's frozen, it's not gonna break. Alright? You ever dropped a frozen Tupperware, you know, just from, you know, a couple feet? That shit'll hit the ground and it'll shatter. Your food will be everywhere, broken ass plastic. Fuck that. Like, I spent time making that food. I don't want that shit. And you know what else? When I microwave that at work, I don't want a bunch of fucking chemicals leaching out into my goddamn food. I get enough chemicals from my booze and my cigarettes that I don't need to be getting it when I eat. Some plastic ass bullshit giving me cancer? Fuck that. Alright? So all we're gonna do now is just scoop up some of this nice lovely pasta shit that we made. Get it all filled up into these nice glass containers. Oh yeah. That's what's up right there. Just fill that shit. Bonfire! What I'm about to do here is put some lids on the small containers. These are great. These Pyrex lids, they're no leak. They got a little vent that you can open up when you put them in the microwave. They just seal up like that. When you're ready to microwave, you pop it out, slide it over, then it vents your food. You ain't got shit bubbling all over the place, fucking up the microwave. You know, you ain't gotta pop the lid and hope it stays off. They got this kind too. This is the newer kind. It's got this little sort of button thing here. They all work the same. One's newer than the other. I don't give a shit. They all work. Fuck it. You see what happened here? We ended up with 4 snacks and 1 meal. That's 5 days of food out of that one little pot. I didn't throw away my bacon. I didn't waste my lemon. I got rid of some frozen peas. I drank some fucking absinthe. Smoked some goddamn cigarettes. There we go. Let's fucking celebrate. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Alright, folks. From Aaron's Vulgar Kitchen, good job. Hope your ass learned something here. Today was brought to you by the letter Absinthe and the letter Camel Turkish Gold. Y'all have a good one.